It's 38 out here this morning, so not as cold. We'll take it. And it hasn't started raining yet, so that's good too. And all the kitties are back here that are supposed to be back here. Are you confused about where you're supposed to be again? Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Here you are. There's your chicken. But I understand if you need TLC. Well, Ruby's gonna get wet today. Nothing to be done about it. I gotta go to the other side of Durham this afternoon. I gotta be there at noon. Blood work at noon, doctor at 1. I hate it. Don's gonna pick up Johnny today, but it is what it is. There's the little sweetheart. It's okay. I'm not coming to give you medicine. That's where she's been sleeping. But she ate all of her chicken. This is my second visit in. And I actually gave her her eye drop the first time. Are you okay in there? Whoa, whoa, whoa. All that stuff dropped and she got concerned. I wish I had time to wait her out because she surely would come over in a minute for attention. But I'm on a schedule in the morning. Gray. Gray. Hi. I've already given you your eye drop. Hi, pretty girl. It would be okay to come see me. You can see her breathing's off just a little bit. Hi. I'll let Johnny come in and say hi. Since I'm the medicine dispenser, you're more afraid of me. Hi, Gray. Gray. Well, Panther is very excited about his chicken. That makes me happy. I don't think we're going to have any rain early enough that we won't be able to walk. And I do have enough time this morning to walk. I need to leave here at like 10:45. Good morning, Ruby. There's definitely a lot more clouds in the sky this morning. We're on target for 7:23, so that's good. We managed to get out of the house, I would say, on time for the second morning in a row. I'm in traffic coming out of Fuquay with this black Model 3 this morning. Couldn't tell if he was in autopilot or not. He has his center screen in super dark mode. I mean, I'm in dark mode, but I have the brightness turned all the way up. Wow, Ruby. You're just tired of being behind that guy, huh? I didn't do that, she did. But then this guy's gonna turn, so now you're gonna have to slow for him. Thank you for not slowing too much. If you would pick back up now, that would be great. I knew that was gonna happen. Watch out, the white car's coming too. No way he's not going. Yep, you just ride his tail. Yep, do that, white car. News flash, it's pretty crowded out here in the morning and you just can't make much progress. Besides just tucking in and going behind either the left lane or the right lane, it doesn't really matter much. Left lane might be a little better at stoplights, maybe. 7:25, 2 days in a row. Yay! On time success. I found out later yesterday that in the evening that Dusty has already made it over to the SPCA Adoption Center, has his picture up on the website, says he's been neutered, so I think he's had his surgery that quick, and is available for adoption. The fee right now is $45, which I thought was lower than what I remembered. That is a great deal for someone looking to adopt, because he's neutered now, he's got a microchip, he's had all of his shots. They probably put flea protection on him for the first month and everything, so that's pretty darn good. He looks scared in the picture. His pupils are huge because I know how he looked, but he was in a nice soft bed, and I'm sure he'll settle in over there. I mean, it's got to be a trauma leaving his foster mama, and then having surgery, and then being in a, you know, potentially louder place with other kitties. So those rooms are actually pretty soundproof, even with the glass and stuff. The cats are away from the dogs there. It is a good situation for them, but it's busier than where he was at my house. So but anyway, that's good news. I'm thinking of Dusty this morning and hoping that they'll get a lot of visitors at the shelter this weekend, and maybe somebody will put in an adoption application for them. You know, most of these places now, they ask folks that are interested in adopting and going ahead and filling out an application and talking with the counselor and getting approved in advance even of finding an animal, which I think is a good thing. You know, the counselor's job is not to place the animal at all costs. It's to make sure that the people adopting are financially capable of caring for the animal and committed to a lifetime adoption, and have thought out, especially with dogs, what pet best fits their family, their lifestyle. You know, you don't want to adopt a sheepdog, one of the working dogs, if you're very sedentary and don't like to get outside and don't have a fenced-in backyard. Right? I mean, it's sort of, you got to think it through. It's cute. They're really beautiful dogs, but might not fit your lifestyle. So anyway, that's good news. It's looking so dreary out there right now. It's only 40 degrees, but I'm determined that I'm going to go home and we're going to get our walk in, as long as it doesn't rain before then. And I don't know, it looks pretty dark right now. Maybe I should check the radar. Yeah, no heavy rain near me, but there is light rain just to the west. The heavier rain is down Augusta, Georgia, Atlanta, Knoxville, Tennessee. So I think it was supposed to hit. Originally I'd seen closer to 6 p.m., but I may get caught in it on the way home from the doctor's office this afternoon. There's really not anything I can do about it. If you'll remember, this was a reschedule of a perfectly timed appointment for when I didn't want to go and didn't want to go without Dawn, but I don't have a choice. So, yeah. And I did warn Dawn last night that I thought autopilot wasn't behaving as well on this release as it was on the prior release, and that's not something I've said often. I've seen other people have, you know, that response to an update, but not often for me. But we're on 69.25.2 or 44.30.10, so it's just it's not phantom braking, it's hesitancy braking. There's more hesitancy and just more excessive use of braking instead of regenerative braking. Those would be my two biggest complaints, and a little bit more concerned about brake checking the person behind me, so I've applied my foot to the accelerator several times. And yeah, this is not city, like not downtown Raleigh or downtown Fuquay. I haven't been using it in downtown Raleigh, but I go through Fuquay all the time with it, at least in the afternoon, well, and morning. Going home in the morning, going to Taekwondo, leaving Taekwondo, but not so much coming out in the morning, because the car just won't get right like I need it to between Judd Parkway and Main Street, and I'm just not dealing with that, so I just drive through there. But yeah, I did warn Don that he should, you know, see how he feels about it out there today. A reminder that he's on a new release. It might have a little bit different behavior. So, well, I'm going to head to the house at 7:36. I'll get home early. That'll give me plenty of time. It would be nice to have a few minutes before I have to leave for Durham after our walk. Okay, this stretch of road is generally not very busy. Let's see what Ruby does with these cars parked along the street. She's going to be closer to them than I would be, and I don't like it. I know you guys have seen me hovering the line over the line. I can see in the display that she's right on the yellow line. It's like, Ruby, honestly, there's nobody in the other lane. So, you know, the thing of it is being a human, I know people sometimes open. Ruby, you don't have to take me back over so close in between. Just stay close to the line. A double yellow line. As long as there's nobody in the other lane. She is like really, oh, that was because of the runner. Okay, well, she handled that all right. And she did a good job looking out for that person. What I was going to say is I've had people open their door. They don't look, they just open the door. And, you know, thus not wanting to be too close to the cars has a little bit to do with not hitting the cars, and a lot more to do with not trusting people to not walk out in between them and open the door when they shouldn't. Oh, she wants to take me to the left. I don't want to go to the left. I cannot imagine why, but I had Ruby in autopilot again, and she wanted me to make a right turn here and then get back onto the road that we come into town on instead of going straight here. And I cannot imagine for the life of me why she would have wanted me to do that. I guess it must be a couple of seconds shorter to go that way. See, that's the problem I have downtown. I have a route I want her to take. And if I could tell her, take this route, but you drive, that would be good. But, you know, she's got to decide where she's going on her own. And I have reasons why I don't want to go. Like that left turn this morning, there's not as many Pokestops that way. And my watch is spinning the stops. So I want to come down past Marbles Kids Museum. I realize that's not something that a lot of people have, but it's also more crowded and less residential and more city stuff. And that's just the route I'm used to taking. You know, we have creature habits. We have ways we like to go. So part of the thing downtown is I'd have to give up control to the car to decide what route she wanted to take through downtown, and I don't want to give it up. I think I know better than her, I guess. I don't know. I just have a preferred route. I wish she would stick with it. So again, when I'm coming through Fuquay, I'm turning off navigation, and she's just on 401, so she stays on 401. And then when I'm at South Park, I hit home and she'll make the turn to come down that way, and I can get around her wanting to get on Judd Parkway and come the slightly shorter, less Pokestop way. So I think some of the time I'm not using it doesn't have anything to do with her ability to drive or to drive the route she chooses. It's her lack of ability to drive the route I want her to drive. So I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. The Methodist Church almost has the new ramp constructed. Turned out pretty nice. There's a bus loading up in front of me. I wanted to show the kids walking toward it on the animation. I'd be happier if, other than showing a bus symbol, Ruby indicated in some way that she knew it was a school bus in particular. Although stopping for people and stopping for a stopped vehicle is all good.
Brr.
Here's the hoping we get back before it starts to rain.
Right, yes.
In any appreciable amount. There was a few sprinkles on the windshield, and there's a small blip of green to our west, and hopefully it's moving northeast and it'll go above us. There's a lot of juncos and starlings in the park today. Don and I have seen the little white bird quite a bit recently, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it today. It seems to really stay in the general vicinity of the park with his other bird buddies. This is our first lap. So far so good on not getting rained on.
Hey, so today's earnings day, right?
Yep.
So I'm wondering if Elon's going to make it, because I understand he's been testifying at that court trial in San Francisco, the Bay Area. But I guess he's got a jet so he can zip to Austin, because I think they're holding the call from Austin, or from the, you know, somewhere down there.
But it's not a video call, right? It's just audio?
Yeah, I think so.
So he could be in San Francisco and we wouldn't necessarily know?
Well, they would probably say he could join the call just like, dial in like everybody else to a bridge call. But yeah, I agree. He could definitely do it. I'm thinking he's going to be on the call somewhere, because they're going to. Oh, the earnings is, it's going to be a pretty impressive thing. And since he's been getting so much heat from Twitter thing, I think to show that he's
Tesla focused.
I think that's why he's going to be on the call today. And and also, I know they announced all that big expansion of Sparks, Reno, Gigafactory, whatever you want to call it, Nevada. But I think he still intends to announce another factory because they've only committed half of the capex that they have set aside. So that means the other half could be used for something else. And it's possible, since that could be that Mexico side or something. I don't know, we'll see.
I'm happy Don came back up here to get me this glider, and he ended up getting him a nice tool table and some treated lumber and a piece of plywood. Recycling at its finest. I like good finds. Don says it's fixable.
Oh God, what have I done to myself?
Yeah. I'm pretty excited. This is what does it for me. I told him I don't really care about painting it. Out here in the woods, it'd just get dirty and then I'd be frustrated. Washing is okay. This, get a little bit of the grudge off, but
all it needs is literally. The reason I wanted to get it is I was going to take these off and put them in my other
something else,
but she's vetoed that idea.
And here's the nice table.
Oh, right.
Tool table. I mean, yeah. There was an IKEA, what I call it, an alpha shelf. Yeah. 12-inch long by something wide shelf. Well, hello there, pretty boy. Hi. Hello. Hi. I'm on my way to Durham, actually Duke now Regional, for my doctor's appointment and blood work. Actually in the other order. If I could talk right today, it would be awesome. Should I test Ruby and see if on autopilot she doesn't try to swerve into the other lane? Now she's slowing here and you ask, why did she do that? That's not a phantom brake. She couldn't see the stoplight above the truck. I would say on a road with stoplights, it's not desirable to be behind tall vehicles because they block her from seeing the stoplight. Now that little jerk was because of those. She had to think about those red arrow lights that were on my left. She's always done that here. Let's see, I forgot to change my vlogging camera battery, so when it dies here in half a second, we'll know why. I hope I have another battery on me, or I'll be switching to my phone. Now this is one where she would often take a swerve. Let's see what she does here. Okay, she did fine. Now she wants around the truck. I fully support that. Let's go, Ruby. Yeah, the one that was the worst swerving one, I was in the left-hand lane. I couldn't really test it. You kind of got to be in the right-hand lane. I don't think this one, the lines are more clear through the intersection. Let's see if she slows for these red lights. Yep, she's slowing. She has got to stop doing that. It's obvious that those stoplights are not in my lane and don't affect me driving, and she needs to ignore them better. Well, the new 885 exit road stuff over here, the car maps still don't handle it right. I don't remember exactly when the last time I was over here, but it's been months. I saw somebody on Facebook, one of the North Carolina Tesla groups, asking about it just this week, and I thought surely that's not what he means, because I had kind of forgot about the new 885 road. And anyway, I'm just going the way I go, get off at North Duke Street and follow it up until I get to the hospital. Ruby's continued to try to reroute me in some weird way that's odd, which is not the new road and not the way I want to go. So I've got to go to outpatient services for the blood work, and that's on this side of the hospital. You call and wait for them to call you in. This is where both of my kids were born. Ambulance just went past me. It came out of this EMS Station 1 area, I'm sure. I wondered why the ambulance had its lights on leaving the hospital. I'm not super happy with where I had to leave Ruby, but it is what it is. The blood draw didn't hurt at all today. That was great. And I was able to leave Ruby where she's parked. I doubt I could have gotten a better spot, and I would have had to have gone out in the rain and cold, and I wasn't into that. I've got about a 50-minute wait. The point of that is to let the blood work get run before I see the doctor. So I'll do stuff on my phone. It is raining, but not heavy. I left Ruby where she was and walked mostly inside the hospital. I'm just outside for this last little bit between the two places I had to be here today. Bottom line is my doctor, who's back in Ruby, moved locations, changed out the battery in my vlogging camera now. Bottom line is my doctor, who's been with me on this whole journey, says I'm doing good. Come back for my yearly mammogram in July and my follow-up appointment in 6 months, and yeah, all is good. Try not to worry so much. It's 5 till 2. Don should almost be to Johnny's school. He should be entering downtown, and I'm gonna head home. It's raining, but not dangerously, so no strong winds. That frontal boundary is not upon us yet, so hopefully it won't be here until I get home. Well, that ugly weather sure is pushing into the area. I don't like how that dark cloud looks at all. It's just a low cloud. It's nothing serious, but goodness. Okay, I'm past ready to be home. I was doing 60 and a 70, and everybody else was going about the same speed, and a gust of wind came along, and I had both hands on the wheel, and I was driving, and it literally like took me a foot out of my lane. It was not good. So I'm slowed down to 50 now. Phew, I am ready to be home. I hope the boys are doing okay, because they won't get home till close to 3 o'clock either. I'm home. Don greeted me. They got home just a few minutes before me. Tux is here on the platform. Ruby's still out because I got to go to the vet with Gray. And my boys, other boys, are all over here in the cat hotel. You can see Marty, if it would focus. You can see Marty in the chair and Morris in the cat hotel, and Stripe is actually down on the ground. He was under the chair, and now he's kind of standing in between the hutch and the chair, but they're all dry and inside. So this storm, I think, will be through in a couple hours, so I'll be able to go out and feed them and visit with them. Well, I think the chance of any severe weather or heavy rain or wind gust has passed. That's not to say that it might not still sprinkle a bit, but the worst of it is clearly past, and it was intense there for a while. Gray somehow decided to hide underneath the green room couch today. She's been in the green room and not the bathroom because that's where Johnny wanted her, and she was doing good in there. I'm sure she would have come out in a little while to eat the chicken I took in on her own, but I couldn't wait. So Johnny and I had to use some coordination and a yardstick to convince her that she should exit from under the couch. I hated to do that to her, but the only other cat with upcoming vet services is Morris, and he's the absolute worst. And yeah, I mean, if it was Tux or Stripe or one of the inside cats, I would have just, even Panther, I just could have grabbed them and took them in place of her maybe, but yeah, not Morris. And not today with them in the cat hotel the way they are, etc., etc. So anyway, we did catch her. She's crated. I'm sure she's thrilled. You might remember part of the reason with her staying in the house, besides continuing to finish off the eye meds, is was to get her to this appointment without having to re-catch her and finish up the eye drops, and give her a couple of days to get over the shots and me taking her again so she'll trust me. And there was lots of reasons. So anyway, nothing like a little more stress today. And I also, while she was out of the room and crated in the kitchen, I vacuumed and cleaned up in there real quick. I didn't want to run the vacuum in there while she was in there, and I didn't want to catch her and crate her unless I needed to do that for another reason. So anyway, it's all nice and clean for when she gets home. You're gonna be okay. You are. The safety of the scale. I'm home and I am putting Ruby up for the night. I drove 134 miles today. I'm surprised the watt hours per mile is as good as it is considering the heavy rain I drove through for a period of time. I'm down to 72 miles of rated range. I'm gonna, of course, plug her in. We're having tacos tonight. I found these cheese wraps, so you can be, I guess each piece of cheese has got 1 carb. It's less carbs than these grain-free taco shells, which have 15 grams for 2 shells. Here's the meat. Here's my onions. So I cook tonight